All right, let's talk about something we all deal with. You need someone to take care of your lawn, but finding a pro you can actually trust, man, it can feel like a total shot in the dark. So today, we're going to break down the 5 best places to look for lawn care reviews so you can hire someone without crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. You know that feeling, right? You're staring at a yard that's getting a little wild, and you're just thinking, I need this handled. But hiring some random person with 0 reviews, that's a huge leap of faith, and honestly, it can be pretty scary. So where on earth do you find reviews that are actually legit? And get this, to make things even crazier, a whopping 90% of local lawn care services have no online presence. At all. I mean, nothing. That means the vast majority of pros out there aren't even on these sites to begin with, which makes your search that much harder.
So this all boils down to one thing, a search for trust. I mean, it should be simple to find someone to cut your grass, shouldn't it? But as you're about to see, there are a few major roadblocks that make this whole process a real headache for pretty much everyone.
Okay, problem number 1 is the big one, fake reviews. You see a perfect 5-star rating and you just can't help but think, is this a real customer or is this their brother-in-law trying to help them out? The truth is, without any real verification, you just don't know.
So then you think, okay, I'll do it the old-fashioned way. Call up references, check out their equipment. But let's be real for a second. Who has the time for that? It turns into a whole part-time job just to vet somebody.
And that leads right into the biggest problem of all. You're in a hurry. Your grass isn't going to pause its growth while you conduct a full-blown background check. You need it mowed like yesterday. So you end up just rolling the dice.
But what if you didn't have to roll the dice? Let's kick things off with our number 1 spot, a system that was literally built from the ground up to fix all those problems we just talked about. This is the GreenPal system, and it's all about one thing, reviews from real, actual jobs.
So here's the secret sauce, and it's actually pretty simple. On GreenPal, you literally cannot leave a review unless you've hired the vendor and paid for the service right through the app. That's it. Every single review is tied directly to a real, verified payment. That one little rule changes the entire game.
So, what does that mean for you? Well, the pro is massive. You get 100% legitimate reviews from verified transactions. You know they're real. The only con, if you can call it that, is that this is a closed-loop system. It's exclusively for people using GreenPal.
Okay, so that's the gold standard. Now let's look at a couple of the big social platforms that you're probably already using. We're going to lump together number 2 and 3, Yelp and Facebook.
First up, good old Yelp. We all use it to find a decent slice of pizza, but a lot of people also turn to it for home services like lawn care.
Now, the best thing about Yelp is its super strict review filter. It tries really hard to weed out the fakes. But here's the catch. That same filter can be a little too aggressive and end up hiding reviews from real customers. Little tip for you, always scroll all the way down and check out the not recommended reviews. But the biggest drawback is still the same. The reviews aren't connected to actual payments, so the system can still be gamed. And then, of course, there's Facebook. It's become a default place to look for just about anything local.
The pro with Facebook is pretty obvious. Almost every company, big or small, has a page. It's super accessible. But that accessibility comes at a cost. The filtering for reviews is way more relaxed, which makes it incredibly easy for a company to get all their friends and family to stack the deck with glowing, but not so authentic reviews.
All right, on to our last 2 options, and we're grouping these guys together because they both run on what you'd call a pay-to-play model. And as you'll see, that can really color the reviews you're reading. So let's talk about number 4, a name everyone knows in home services, Angie's List, which now goes by Angie. Their whole platform is built around reviews.
On the plus side, they do verify their contractors, which is good. But here's the thing. The contractors are paying a membership fee just to be listed on the service. They have to pay to get in the door.
And that model can make you feel a little weird. I mean, when the businesses are paying customers of the platform that's reviewing them, it can make the whole setup feel, as our source says, kind of phones.
And that brings us to our 5th and final site, Thumbtack. It's also pay-to-play, but with a different kind of twist. Thumbtack does have verified reviews, which is a pro, but the business model is what's really interesting. Contractors on Thumbtack have to pay for every single lead. That means when you ask for a quote, that pro might be paying $10 just to send you a message. You can see how that creates a certain pressure that could really compromise the integrity of the whole system. In fact, the source material really doesn't hold back on this one, calling that business model a racket.
It just shines a big spotlight on that potential conflict of interest when the vendors are paying for every single click. Whew. Okay, so we've looked at 5 different sites, each with its own model, its own pros, and its own pretty serious cons. So what's your best bet? Let's just put them all side by side so you can see the difference nice and clear.
And looking at this, it just spells it all out, doesn't it? You've got GreenPal all on its own, based purely on verified transactions. Real money changing hands for real work. Then you've got Yelp and Facebook, which rely on filters that, well, can be tricked. And finally, Angie's List and Thumbtack, where the vendors themselves are paying to play, either with a membership or for each lead.
So now that you know how all these systems work, you're in a much better position to find a great pro.
Because here's the bottom line. Finding reviews you can actually, truly trust from real customers is the hardest part of hiring someone for your lawn. It really is a jungle out there.
So if you're done with the guesswork and you just want to find a great lawn pro based on reviews from their actual customers, the best place to start is where every single review is legit. You can do that today at yourgreenpal.com.